All right, y'all. What up? What up? You know what I mean? I'm here. I am here. Get Celtics Sixers game 5. I know it's not over yet, but I mean, let's be real, bro. It might as well be, man. I figured I might as well hop back on this live and react real time with y'all, man. Go ahead, eat my crow. Feel me? This is a tough one, man. This is a tough one. It is 7 minutes 33 seconds left, and the Celtics are down 83-100 at home. Game 5, 2-2 series. And yeah, bro, they just gave up. I mean, we could go. I'm gonna go really in depth of what I seen happen, or what I see happening. But from the get go, to me, it was apparent they just gave up. They gave up. Simple. It's hard for me to even come up with the words right now for what I'm seeing. This is not just alarming in the fact that you're losing a game 5. The way they look right now, I've never seen the Celtics look this way. I've never seen the Celtics look this way. They look like a team that has given up. They look like they don't believe in the coach. They don't believe in their teammates, and they don't believe in themselves. You know what I mean? They just don't. They came out today with no heart, no desire. They hit a couple threes to begin the game, and then all of a sudden they had an onslaught of just missing shots, missing layups, and instead of them continuing the fight, they just gave up. I don't know this team I'm looking at right now. I've never seen us run this type of offense. I've never seen us run an offense where one player has 25 plus attempts, 26 attempts. The second leading player has 14 attempts, and the rest of our team, nobody else even has 10 attempts. This looks like an absolute pathetic attempt of a playoff game by the Celtics. I don't know what the game plan was coming into the game, but and usually, you know, post games happen after a game is over. I pretty much just decided to come on here and do it mid third quarter. After about the 5th time in a row, I seen Joel Embiid just catch the ball off of a pick and roll, step into a wide open free throw shot. I just decided, you know what I mean, they gave up, so let me just give up and stop. Right, it's over. You know what I mean? They gave up, and to me, that's a give. If you letting the other team's best player just walk into a wide open free throw look consistently, that just to me says you've given up. Hard, and I'll say this too, man. I've been really hard on Joe Mazzulla. If y'all see the thumbnail, y'all could pretty much assume I do not like Joe Mazzulla. I am Joe Mazzulla's #1 hater. Like, I promise y'all, nobody hates Joe Mazzulla like I do. I don't like his, from a coaching perspective, I think he is bottom tier, worst of the worst. All the intangibles of a head coach, he has none of them. None of them. I hate him with a passion. You know what I mean? That's why I made the thumbnail what it is. I do not like Joe Mazzulla. But this game, this to me speaks more about the organization of the Celtics. You know what I mean? This game to me shows that the players do not believe in the Celtics. Pure and simple. They don't believe in the Celtics. They don't believe in the organization. They don't believe in the philosophy of the Celtics, of Celtic basketball. And they just pretty much gave up. I mean, that's pretty much all it is. I wasn't looking at the national And I'm glad I wasn't looking at the national broadcast off of TNT. I was looking at from the league pass TNT overtime. And the angle I was looking at, you don't hear any commentators. All you see is the basketball being played and the end game, like the arena noise. And I'm looking, I can see the sideline of the Celtics. I could see all the dead balls, what was going on the sidelines. It was no heart from the Celtics. You look on the Celtics sideline, all you see is this. That's all you see. All you see from the Celtics sidelines. From the beginning of the Celtics roll all the way down, that's all you see. No guts, no desire, no fire, no want to win. I seen in the second quarter, I seen Grant Williams have 2 straight stupid fouls on Joel Embiid, and he gets pulled from the game. And instead of Joe Mazzulla going over there to grill Grant Williams and tell him he needs to be better and stop freaking hacking, he's talking to Marcus Smart. And he just lets Grant Williams go right by him. Grant Williams doesn't do nothing, doesn't say nothing, just goes right to the bench and sits down. And guess what he does when he sits down? Guess what he does? This. That's it. That if you could just with no words describe the Celtics tonight, that's it. On the sideline, on the bench, sitting down, doing this. That's it. Shoot, that's dumb. Oh, I don't care. Oh, I just say I ain't got the shot tonight. Oh, this whatever. No fight, no desire. I mean, if this is your answer, there's no point of going to Philly. There's no point of going to Philly. There's no point of playing the Game 6. And I know what some Celtics fans are going to say. Oh, well, we lost Game 5 in Boston last year. We went to Milwaukee and we came out with a W. No. We lost to Milwaukee last year in Game 5. We actually tried. We just made bad decisions coming down the stretch of Game 5. This game, there was no effort. There was no fight. The Sixers were making some threes. They had a few people come in and make some threes and some difficult threes that they normally don't hit. And instead of the Celtics fighting back, they just decided to give up. They just gave up. Their threes wasn't hitting, and they just decided to give up. At some point, I believe that Brown is going to leave the Celtics. But if I'm the Celtics organization right now, there's no point in keeping Tatum or Brown. If your answer is you're going to keep Joe Mazzulla and your philosophy is going to be, let me continue to shoot threes when my best 2 players are 6'9" and 6'7", there's no point in keeping them. You might as well leave. You are not going to win a championship by chucking up a bunch of threes. It's not going to happen. I don't think I seen one play that watching the 2.5 quarters that I watched. I don't think I seen one mid-range shot from Jason Tatum. Not one. 6'9", bigger than everybody else the 76ers can throw at him. And his only 2 answers was to even take a contested 3 or drive to the paint. And the Sixers would know it, because why wouldn't they know it? They watching film. They're actually trying to win. They see that Jason Tatum does not take mid-range shots, so they guard him accordingly. So everything Jason Tatum took tonight was either a contested 3 or a contested drive to the rim. And Jaylen Brown, let me talk about this. I don't know if maybe it came off as Jaylen Brown just kind of putting himself ahead of the team, so now we're just kind of playing just Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown taking turns trying to make something happen. This is not Celtic. The way they played tonight was just horrible. I don't know who this team is. You know, Al Horford didn't have it tonight. He started off 0 for, I don't know what he is now. He started off 0 for 6. He didn't have it tonight. Brogdon, he picked the absolute worst game to play like trash. I don't think I've ever seen Malcolm Brogdon in his career play as bad as he played tonight. And he was the main one talking about desperation. Desperation isn't coming out 3 for 9. That's not desperation. That's giving up. You know, Tatum is 10 for 26. And like I said, the next highest is Jaylen Brown, and he's 9 for 16. I don't understand why Jaylen Brown still is not getting the touches he needs. He's still not getting, even though he's shooting at a higher percentage. So you're not giving Jaylen Brown the ball like he wants, and you're not playing Celtic basketball. It was just a give up. It was just a give up. It was ugly to see. As a Celtics fan, you know, it was sad to see. And yeah, at this point, man, I'm for a full rebuild. I mean, if this is your answer with these two guys, you might as well just trade them for what you can and try to draft Stephen Curry or Trae Young type of player. If all you want to do is just chuck up a bunch of fucking threes. I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to be honest. Like if your answer is just let me chuck up a bunch of threes, unless you have a Steph Curry or a Trae Young type of player, you're never going to win a championship. So you might as well trade Tatum, trade Brown, go ahead and get rid of them. You're never winning like that. You know what I mean? I just don't understand how many threes does Jason Tatum have to miss for somebody, whether it's Joe Mazzulla, Marcus Smart, an assistant coach, somebody to get in Jason Tatum's face and tell him to stop chucking up fucking threes. I don't know if it's this generation. I don't know what it is about the allure of shooting threes. I do not get it. I don't get it. Hold on, I'm gonna get into the comments. Real quick. My bad, y'all. I just had to get mine off, man. I had to get mine off. Let me see. Okay, at least I know. At least I see the notifications working. That's good. You know what I mean? What's good, V? Miz, what's good? Brent, what up, man? Said, fire that coach, Boston's. Yeah, bro. I mean, they're not gonna fire him because they just gave him an extension. They gave him an extension before they even seen what he was in the playoffs. Before they seen what he was in the playoffs, what he can do in the playoffs when there was some actual pressure and something on the line, they just gave him a contract. So I don't think they're gonna fire him. So to me, your only answer is you need to get rid of Tatum, you need to get rid of Brown, and you need to rebuild and start over. Get rid of Marcus Smart and start over. Because you're not doing anything but wasting your time. Because all they're gonna do is just leave. They're gonna leave, go play for the Lakers, or go to the Rockets, or somewhere else, and then you're gonna be stuck with nothing. So you might as well trade them now, get the assets you can, and start the rebuild. You said, yeah, you're right. You 6'9", get to the rim. That's what I'm saying, bro. I don't know, bro. When I was coming up, bro, I would have never imagined a player like Jason Tatum just settling for 3-point shots and not taking mid-ranges at all. Like, y'all, to me, watching Jason Tatum not take any mid-range shots is like telling me Carmelo Anthony in 2009 was not taking any mid-range shots. Tracy McGrady in 2007 was not taking any mid-range shots. Kobe was not taking any mid-range shots. That's what it's like watching Tatum not take any mid-range shots. Let me see what Tatum official stat for the shooting is. I know it's horrible. I think what was it? 11 for 27, 40%. Let's clap it up. Let's clap it up for Tatum because he hit fucking 40% shooting. 40% shooting. Took him 27 attempts. Nobody else on the team outside of him and Brown even have 10 attempts. You know what I mean? But let's clap it up for him because he's shooting 40%. He has 36 points. So I guess in his mind, he's done his job. Brown, I hope Brown feels good He can't complain about his fucking attempts anymore because he has 16 fucking attempts. He got 24 points. So go ahead, clap it up for Brown. Brown got his shots. Tatum got his shots. And we fucking losing. We're getting embarrassed on our home floor in game 5. But it doesn't matter though because the star players are getting their shots. And B get, and now that part, and this, and like I said, I just can't excuse the play and the passion and desire of the players, but I know it's because they do not believe in the coaching, bro. How many fucking times do you have to watch the MVP, the most valuable player of the league, catch the ball, take one step to the free throw line, pull up and shoot like he is in practice for you to realize that you need to double him. Make somebody else besides him shoot the ball. Did the last game they went against the Sixers in the regular season, then he dropped 53 on them and they had the same exact game plan? This is why I said that's when I said they gave up, bro. That's when I said they gave up. When you're watching the other team's best player catch the ball, take one step, and shoot a wide open free throw shot 3 to 5 straight times in a row, that tells me as a team you've given up. Al Horford 0 for 7. Al Horford played like freaking trash, bro. He played like freaking trash, bro. But you know what? I don't blame Al Horford. You know why I don't blame Al Horford? Because Al Horford is not supposed to be a star player on this team. Al Horford's supposed to be a role player on this team. If Al Horford's not shooting any threes, guess what? He doesn't need to be on the floor. What do you need him on the floor for? Because you're still not getting the spacing. You might as well sub him out and put the Williams brothers in. So I don't blame Al Horford. Derek White, Marcus Smart, Brogdon, Grant Williams, nobody showed up today. Nobody showed up today. They just came, and I seen it from the beginning, but I was hoping maybe they could just snap out of it. But I seen it from the beginning. They just came in with no passion. No passion. I don't know if it's because maybe they were reading into what the media was saying, or they just came in like they just expected the Sixers to just miss shots. Like they think, okay, well, we can just leave it open. They're just going to miss shots this game. No, the Sixers actually want to win. You got to actually want it more than the other team. You got to actually show consistent effort. This is the playoffs. But guess what? Their coach, this is what their coach does. This is what their coach does. Even. He doesn't have any emotion. He doesn't bring his voice up. He doesn't start cursing. He doesn't demand higher of the players constantly. He doesn't have any accountability of himself. His ego is so high, you can't criticize him for shit. So that's exactly what the players act like. I do not believe the team that you seen play tonight in Boston, I do not believe that's what this team is. Because I seen last year that's not what this team was. There's no way you telling me you play like how they did last year on their way to the NBA Finals, and you turn around and you play like this the following year. Bressa, I don't know what the Celtics offense is. I don't know what that offense is, bro. But let me tell you what the Celtics offense. The Celtics offense is, and it's been like this for the whole season. If we're not shooting threes, instead of going to the paint, instead of scheming up a play to get your best players open, our answer is to just keep shooting threes and hope that they just start falling. That's always been the Celtics' answer. They didn't beat the Hawks in the first round because they schematically thought of how to beat the Hawks. No, they just made threes. That's it. They didn't do anything different. And when his little... Remember how I told y'all about the post game, about when he came out and he got mad at the press for not asking him about no coaching adjustments? That's because the press knew you're not fooling anybody. They know you didn't make any real adjustments. They looking at the stats sheet and they're saying, hey, this one game you took 25 threes. The next game you took 51 threes. They're not dumb. They could see all you did was just take more threes. You didn't make any adjustments. I really do not like Joe Mazzulla, bro. If it's a petition we could start to get him out of there, bro, I will start it, bro. I promise you. I really, really do not like Joe Mazzulla. Not as a coach, as a person, I really do not like him. I hate people like Joe Mazzulla. I really do. It's like Celtics when they were on the court. No, they weren't. I was told Tatum to stop shooting threes and just get to a spot. But guess what? In order for him to get to his spot, sometimes you gotta, because you know the Doc Rivers he's not the best coach, but he's not the worst coach. He's smart enough to say, okay, this is the other team's best player. Let's double him. Let's make it hard on him. Let's show him hands. Let's get physical with him. You have to scheme your players open. You have to get in the huddle and say, hey, Jason Tatum, I do not want you to take a contested three this possession. I want you to come off of this screen, get the switch on this guy. Once you catch the ball, I want you to make one move, go up mid-range. This is exactly what I want you to do, and you don't do anything else unless you get another wide open look. You don't do anything else besides that. But you have to demand that from Tatum. You have to draw up a play. You have to demand that from Tatum. If Tatum won't do it, then you got to go to Jaylen Brown. But you got to do something else besides just jack up threes and hope they start going in. Especially if you're not playing defense on the other side. Oh, I know the Celtics fans right now. I know they're booing the heck out of them. I heard the boos before I turned the game off. They were booing them first quarter. I heard boos in the first quarter. Like I said, I didn't watch the national broadcast. I watched the TNT overtime where they were showing like the backboard angles and there was no commentator. It was just the arena crowd. I heard them booing in the first quarter. The Celtics fans aren't slow. Celtics fans can see when we're trying and when we're not trying. I'm not the only Celtics fan. Trust me. If you go to any other Celtics fans content and their channels, they will tell you that Joe Mazzulla has been an idiot all year long. This is not anything new. Should have kept the Doka. Yeah, they know. This comes to that. Yeah, bro. I don't know how does Rod Williams go last year for being one of the key essential pieces that helped propel us to the NBA Finals and coming within 2 games of winning it all, to him coming off the bench and he has to fight for minutes. What happened? And that's what leads me back to Joe Mazzulla. Every problem with this team leads me back to Joe Mazzulla. I'm sorry, everything. From the way the players play, from their desire, their passion, everything, schematically, everything, rotations, everything. He kind of remind me of Mike, bro. Like I said, I don't know if y'all watch NFL. If y'all watch NFL, Joe Mazzulla, he has the attitude of Bill Belichick, but he has the coaching IQ and skill of Jason Garrett. That's who Joe Mazzulla is. He is the worst of the worst. I hate everything about it. And the players won't come out and say it, but you can just tell by their energy, they do not like Joe Mazzulla. I watched it all season. I was hoping maybe for the sake of just winning, they could pull it together, but I watched it all season. I watched them roll their eyes at Joe Mazzulla. I watched them not pay him no attention. I watched them go out and deliberately do what he tells them not to do because they know what he telling them to do is stupid. And it's just, and I know some people are going to say, well, oh, it's because he's the intern coach. He's only 34. To me, that's a BS excuse. There's a lot of young coaches that come in and they get the respect. But that's because the players know that they're qualified. Joe Mazzulla was never qualified to be the Celtics head coach. He was given the job because some other assistant coaches from last year left, and he was the last remaining. And instead of Brad Stevens in the front office for the Celtics saying, you know what, we messed up with Ime, okay, we're just gonna bring you back the end of the year or bring you back now. They doubled down on it and gave him an extension. So now you pretty much you went from being a team that was looking like you were gonna be contending for a championship year in and year out. To me, I mean, I'm looking at a Celtics rebuild for the next 10 years. Cause you're not winning the championship with Joe Mazzulla as a coach. You're not winning the championship with Jason Tatum. You're not winning not a 6'9" player that thinks he's not supposed to shoot mid-range shots. You're not winning with a. I'm looking at Jason Tatum before the half start, and he's so soft. I see him. He's putting Vaseline on his lips. Why the hell are you worried about whether your lips are chappy or not? We're down double digits in the game 5. You need to be. As soon as the half ended and we came out, you should have been chucking up shots, mid-range shots, fadeaway shots. You should have been going hard. Everybody, it should have been a layup line. Everybody should have been 110% focused. Instead, I'm coming out, I'm looking at the sidelines, I'm seeing players just sitting around talking. What the fuck is there to talk about? You're down double digits. You know what you have to do. Bring more intensity on defense. Start attacking the paint. In particular, Joel Embiid. Okay, yes, he's 7 foot. He's 280, 300. Okay, he's going to get some blocks on you. But guess what? If you continuously attack Joel Embiid throughout the game, one, you're going to get him fatigued, which is going to help him, which is going to make him start missing some of those damn jumpers. And then two, eventually the refs are going to start calling fouls on him. You're going to get him into foul trouble. And then once you get him out the game, that's how you get the Sixers offense out of whack. That's how you can start coming back into the game. But you don't come back into the game trying to be like the 2018 Rockets. Like we're getting coached by Mike D'Antoni chucking up a bunch of goddamn threes. It's stupid. It doesn't make sense. It's like I said, it's sad to watch, man. It's sad to watch, bro. Sad. And like I said, if I'm the Celtics, there's no point of going to Philly. I think what's today? Tuesday? I think they play Thursday. There's no point of going to Philly. Let me ask y'all. What do we really expect the Celtics to do game 6? Does anybody here right now expect the Celtics to go up and even compete Thursday in the game 6 in Philly? If they can't even compete on their home court, they can't show any emotion in their own home court. There's no point of going up there, bro. You might as well keep all the starters down here in Boston. Tell them go home, go on vacation, go do whatever they're gonna do. Jaylen Brown, go back to your damn garden. Jason Tatum, go back and keep hyping up your son Deuce Head. Grant Williams, go do whatever the fuck you doing. Cause it's over. It's over. And for me to say it's over, that's a lot. Cause I seen this team come back. Like they had some crazy comebacks last year. But what I'm seeing from this team right now, it's over, man. And it's sad to see, bro. I don't know what the Celtics plan to do with Robert Williams, bro. The Celtics' excuse for not starting him and giving him more minutes is because they're scared of him to get hurt. This is just the beta mentality of Joe Mazzulla and the whole Celtics organization. It's the fucking playoffs. If you're going to go all out, if you're going to get hurt in the playoffs. There is not the playoffs. You are not playing games like there is a tomorrow. You should be playing like your life depends on it. Like how Eric Spoelstra talked about Jimmy Butler back when they beat the Bucks in Game 5, and he talked about how Jimmy Butler has kind of like almost a psychotic type of mindset when it comes to being obsessed with winning. That's what it takes to win championships. Robert Williams and the organization's mindset should be, man, if Rob's gonna end up getting injured, getting some type of knee injury or something like that, it should be going 110% in the playoffs. Okay, you want to start Horford because you feel like Horford plays better defense on Embiid. He can spread out the floor. Okay, that's cool. But why are you not playing Robert Williams as well? Last year, we had Robert Williams and Al Horford starting. For some reason, this year, we got Robert Williams coming off the bench. It's like Joe Mazzulla's philosophy, he doesn't put no importance on defense. And he puts all his importance on offense. But on offense, we don't do anything other than chuck up threes. Let me be honest with y'all. Who in the chat right now thinks that they can't be the head coach of the Celtics right now and go out there and tell Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, Al Horford, and Marcus Smart to chuck up a bunch of threes? Go play 5 wide and just pass the ball around until somebody gets some type of breather room for a three and go chuck up a three. How hard is that to coach? Bro, it's not. And this is why I don't like Joe Mazzulla. I don't like the front office. And I used to be a Brad Stevens fan, y'all. I used to be the biggest fan of Brad Stevens, bro. I was just a fan of how he coached, his overall IQ, his ability to get the most out of players that weren't as talented as the other team. But just over the years, I've just come to really dislike Brad Stevens as just his philosophy, his mindset. There's no way you're telling me you get rid of a coach that got you to the finals his first season and you replace him, and your answer for getting rid of him as a front office is to replace him with a 34-year-old who has no fucking clue. He has no clue. And he will never come out and say it and admit it because obviously he wants to be a head coach, but he has no clue. He's in way over his head. Joe Mazzulla needs to spend at least 5 to 10 more years being an assistant coach before he should even be in head coach consideration for any job in the NBA. He is not ready. And it's not hard to see. He's getting exposed. He got exposed low-key last series versus Quinn Snyder. And remember I was telling y'all how Quinn Snyder really outcoached him last series? And I told y'all coming into the series, he was going to get outcoached by Doc Rivers. And Doc Rivers has been running circles around him. He's been running absolute circles around him. For you to be an NBA head coach, and not only are you getting outcoached by Doc Rivers, he's making you look like a fool. That's a fireable offense. Doc Rivers should not be making you look like a fool. Doc Rivers he's not a horrible coach, but he's damn sure not a great coach. He's not Eric Spoelstra. He's not Tyronn Lue. He's not somebody who should be running circles around you. It's embarrassing. It's truly embarrassing. You know what I mean? So, I don't know what the next steps for the Celtics are. We'll see what they do this offseason. If I had to place any bets, I'd say that Jaylen Brown's probably not going to be a Celtic next season. You might see a couple other moves. You might not see Grant Williams here next season. You might not see Robert Williams here for all, you know what I mean? But to me, getting rid of all of them doesn't mean anything because you're still going to just run into the same situation. Let's say you get rid of Brown and get rid of a couple other players and you keep Tatum. Your ceiling is still you're going to be going in the first or second round. You said Celtics coach running 100 meters. You said it perfectly, bro. Joe Mazzulla's thought process is just so... It's so simple-minded, his thought process. Like, I just really question, is there anybody on the Celtics coaching staff that is really breaking down the tape and saying maybe we should try something different because what we've been doing defensively the first 4 games has not really been working. We've had one game this series where I felt like we actually had something go right, and that was game 3 where it seemed like we actually had some type of answer for Joel Embiid. But then James Harden got going again with the pick and rolls and the shooting, and we just had no answer. We just had no answer. In a 7-game series, you have to be able to make 2 counter adjustments if you want to win a series. You got to be able to make the first counter adjustment, because once you come out with a plan, the other coach is going to adjust. So you got to have the first counter adjustment. That comes around game 2 or game 3. And then you have to have a second counter adjustment. And that comes around game 5, game 6 in order to win the series. By the time game 6 get here, there's no more adjustments to be made. It's just about who wants it more at that point. But by this time, Joel Embiid should not be able to catch the ball for pick and roll 3 straight times, take 1 step to the free throw line, and shoot a wide open free throw shot. But this is game 5. You took 5 games into a playoff series and you still haven't figured out. Mind you, they're division rivals. You go against the Sixers like 4 times a season. How do you not have an answer? It's disheartening, man. It's disheartening as a Celtics fan, man. It's disheartening. To see the run we went on last year and to see us this year, I just felt like the front office let us down. Brad Stevens let us down. The Celtics owner let us down. Everybody in the Celtics organization, they let the fans down, man. They let the city of Boston down, man. I'm not gonna lie. Last year, they played like they were hungry, bro. TJ, what up, man? You said I like the way bro, they played with some urgency. They played with some aggressiveness. They played like alphas. They played like men. These dudes on the court tonight, they played like little girls. Okay, I'm sorry. They played like bitches. Okay, I'm sorry. They played, I don't know what else to say. They played soft. They played timid. They played like they just did not want it. They seen a few shots brick. They seen a couple layups they usually make brick. The rest wasn't giving Tatum someone calls, and they just quit. They just quit. So yeah, man. I don't know where they go after this. I'm anxious to see what Joe Mazzulla has to say, and that, I don't know. We might do a reaction to Joe Mazzulla to the post conferences, because I really want to see what the hell Joe Mazzulla got to say about this. Let me see you get smart with the media now and the press now after this. After this embarrassing, this is probably the most embarrassing loss I think I've experienced as a Celtics fan. And I've been a Celtics fan since 2007. I don't think I've ever remember us having this embarrassing of a loss. The Game 6 loss in Boston to Miami, that was a bad loss. That was a bad loss. But not as bad as this. Not as bad as this. This was the most embarrassing loss I've ever experienced as a Celtics fan. And it's more embarrassing because I feel like we're at a loss right now. Like, we're into the abyss. There's no answer. I don't see a way other than firing Joe Mazzulla and maybe bringing in a Nick Nurse, or somebody of that caliber, bringing them in and maybe doing some. But I don't see how this team gets better from it. I don't see how you take a team that went to the finals, went within 2 games of winning it all, and having this type of end to their season. Because to me, tonight's the end of the Celtics season. I don't see how you go from this and bring a team back to being that level, a championship level. I don't see it. So that's why I say this is probably the most embarrassing loss. And since I've been watching, man, if it's any Celtics fan watching right now, and you could name a more embarrassing loss, let me know. But I can't. I can't think of a more embarrassing loss than this one. Yeah, the finals lost last year. Yeah, it hurt because Jason Tatum played like absolute trash. But you know, at least we got to the finals. At least we got to the finals. Most teams cannot say they got to the finals. There's only 2 teams that made the finals last year. But for us to this is the second round. Like, this isn't even a conference, but this is the second round. We're not going against Eric Spoelstra. We're not going against Golden State. We're not going against LeBron. You're going against the 76ers. The 76ers haven't been to an NBA Finals. Have the Sixers even been to a conference finals? And you're getting worked like this? You're getting embarrassed like this on your home court? I'm at a loss for words, y'all. I'm not as heated as I was about the loss in Game 4, because I knew that the loss in Game 4 was gonna come back and hurt us. That's why I was more pissed about the way we lost there at the end. This one is just more so like I'm just disheartened. I'm just disheartened about this loss. He said Nick Nurse would be great for y'all. I think Nick Nurse would be great. I mean, let me be honest. I think anybody would be better than Joe Mazzulla. Toby, I think you would be, if they announce right now Toby is the new head coach for the Boston Celtics, I'm pretty sure you could do better than Joe Mazzulla. Like, I just do not believe in his abilities on or off the court. I don't like his personality. I don't like what his values are. I don't like anything about him. And the players don't either. They show it. They don't have to say it. They show it when they step on the court and they half-ass on defense. They leave guys wide open. The ball goes up, and they're, instead of trying to box out and be physical, they're sitting around watching. That's how you show you don't respect your coach. Because if you have respect for your coach, you would never do that in a playoff game. You will always show effort. They don't respect him. And I feel like these press conferences tonight, I might see for the first time the players actually might really start speaking out against Joe Mazzulla. I feel like they haven't all season. They haven't all postseason. I think this might be the first time y'all see Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and they've been egging on Jaylen Brown. I don't know if y'all been watching some of these press conferences. They've been egging on Jaylen Brown bad to come out and speak bad about Joe Mazzulla. This might be the night that you might see one or two players from the Celtics really call out Joe Mazzulla. Even though I feel like tonight is the night for them to do it, because Joe Mazzulla, at the end of the day, he's not the one playing. Y'all could have showed more effort than you did tonight. End of the day. But yeah, I want to see his interview. I want to see what Tatum has to say. I want to see what Marcus Smart has to say. Marcus Smart has always been the heart and soul of the Celtics. He's always been the emotional leader of the Celtics. And I'm watching Marcus Smart on the sidelines tonight, and he's looking like just everybody else on the sideline. He's doing this. He's on the side. That's all he's doing. And you look all down the line. Pritchard, hand on his chin. Derek White, hand on his chin. Tatum, Brown, hand on his chin. Somebody goes to the bench. Take a seat. Hand on their chin. A Celtics player score. I don't see nobody on the Celtics bench clapping. It's like they don't want to. I don't know if it's just they don't like each other anymore. If it's some real beef going on in the locker room between players, or if it's just really they don't like the coach. If you look last year at the Celtics bench, it was a party on the Celtics bench last year. Like, all they was doing was partying on the bench. Celebrations every time somebody did something good. This year, it's like they're just coming to collect the check. The game tonight, it just looked like they came to collect the check. It didn't feel like they had the emotions of the city of Boston. It felt like they just came to collect the check. I have to play in this playoff game, so let me come in and play. It's a clap, go be the. Bro, I wish I could get on the Celtics staff, bro. If I don't, I might not be the best X and O's wise for them, but I could bring some intangibles. I could bring some heart to this team. I'll tell you one thing, I want to be like the rest of them dudes sitting there watching Tatum 6'9" jack up a bunch of contested threes. I don't care if he want to feel some type of way, he feel like throwing hands or not. I'm gonna go up to him and say, yo, you're 6'9". Stop being a bitch and go and take some damn mid-range shots. Cause to me, that's what it is. When you're 6'9" and you're settling for contested 3-point shots in a playoff game when you're not hitting any shots, that's you being soft. I'm sorry. That's you being soft. I don't think, and that's the thing, Miss, I don't think it's anybody on the Celtics that holds Jason Tatum accountable. Last year, Ime was the person who held everybody on the team accountable. Grant Williams, he's hacking people for no reason. He's making bad plays. He's not running back on defense. Guess what? Ime Udoka is in his fucking face telling him the next time he do that shit, he'll never see the court again. I don't think it's anybody on the Celtics organization, on the staff, that's a man and telling and holding other men accountable. That is very important when you're talking about a championship team. You gotta hold somebody else accountable. You gotta hold your teammate, your brother. You gotta hold them accountable. You gotta demand the best out of them. You gotta demand effort from each other. All season long, I've not seen the Celtics not one time this playoff series, this whole playoff season. I've not seen them one game for 48 minutes lock in with some intensity. I haven't seen it. That's why I always come back to Joe Mazzulla. And listen, I know I've been ranting up for a while. You know what I mean? Hats off to the Sixers, man. And B, I can definitely tell he wants to win. He wants to win the ring. James Harden is trying to change the narrative about him choking in the playoffs. Tyrese Maxey came to ball tonight. Even Tobias was getting to that mid-range shot, getting to that close-range shot. Even Tobias is trying to do his thing. I gotta give the Sixers credit, man. I know I've been on a rant and being hard on the Celtics, man. I know I've been letting the curse words fly. If y'all, my guys that be in the stream all the time, y'all know I really do not like cursing that much. I don't like getting out of, but I'm gonna give the Sixers credit, and Doc Rivers too, man. Doc Rivers takes a lot of flack for some of his coaching decisions and his adjustments throughout the series. But this series, to me, he's completely outclassed Joe Mazzulla. He deserves credit where credit is due, and like I said, hats off to the Sixers, man. I think the Sixers, it's gonna be a good matchup. We'll see, can they get their revenge versus the Heat from losing last year versus the Heat. And yeah, bro. As for the Celtics, man, lost, and it looks like they caged themselves in. No way out. He says, "Okay, Clampy wet, bro." Like I said, y'all seeing the cuss words fly and me getting emotional about it. Y'all should have seen me after the last game. I was heated. Like right now, I'm more disheartened than mad. I was full on mad the last game. This ain't nothing. I felt like after this game, I could kind of actually get on live and talk to y'all about what I seen without me really like getting up super upset, punching something up, and you know what I mean, getting that riled up about it. So you good, Clint? I would be the same way if my team played like that. I feel like I'm embodying the emotion of the fans, bro. Like I feel like as a Celtic fan, other Celtic fans, the city of Boston, I feel like this is the emotion we have when you were watching our teams. And even if you're not if you're just a fan of any team, if you're watching your team play and you're invested into it, it's hard not to say you have some time. It's hard to just not be like super unemotional and object, because that's not sports, man. That's not sports to me, bro. Sports is about Sports is about intensity, effort, will, all the intangibles, all the little intangibles that bring the drama and the allure to the competition. You know what I mean? It's not about being like Joe Mazzulla, being even kill all the time. Sometimes you gotta yell. Sometimes you gotta get in another grown man's face and let him know he not playing good enough. Let him know what he's doing is not working. Let him know you can see he's not putting in 110% effort. Let him know that no, you're not going as hard as you can. You need to go harder. And I feel like they just don't have that on the team this year, man. I know Marcus Smart is built like that. I know some of the other players on this team are built like that because I seen it last year. But this year, they just lost their way. You said I was the same way for a while. See, with my Cowboys is different. I'm a Cowboys fan when it comes to NFL. My Cowboys is different. I'm not as emotional because I've accepted the fact that they're just never gonna do anything. You know what I mean? But the Celtics are different. Celtics got 17 championships. They got a history of winning. This team was just in the finals, so it's not like they're not capable. You know what I mean? That's what drives me the craziest about this, is that I know that this team is capable. You said my team ain't even make the playoffs. And you know what, Brent? If we didn't make the playoffs, I'd be okay. You know what I mean? If we were just bad, I'd be okay. Like, let's take what's the team? Let's take Portland for example. If I'm a Trailblazers fan, I'm okay because I know the roster we have is not good enough for us to compete in the playoffs. So if we miss the playoffs, cool. Let's draft. See, can we get some free agents in? And we're gonna work it like that. But to see your team and you know that your team actually has a chance to win a championship, good enough to win a championship, and it's getting just torn apart by ridiculous decisions made by the front office and the coaching staff, it hurts, man. It really does. You know what I mean? And I don't treat the NBA like how I do the NFL. Where like in the NFL, once my Cowboys are out, I stop watching. The basketball is different for me. Like, I'll still watch the rest of, like, I'm still gonna watch the Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals games. I'm still gonna watch the NBA Finals. But to know my team didn't make it when I knew we was good enough, it hurts, man. And I said this last year too. I think the Celtics took for granted when they fired Ime Udoka. I think they took for granted just how hard it is to get to the finals. It's hard getting to the finals, y'all. It's hard getting to the finals. You're going against teams that are all with good players, with elite coaching. They want it just as bad as you do. Every second, every minute, they're trying to show that intensity, play with that intensity, play with that level of focus, that level of elite basketball, and you're trying to knock off team after team after team, win 4 games, win another 4 games, win another 4 games. It's hard getting there. So when we finally get there, we got that close. It's like, man, we might not get that close again for another 10 to 20 years. You never know. And it's like, take the Raptors for instance. When's the next time the Raptors are gonna win? It's looking like the Raptors might not see another championship in at least the next 10 years. They might not be competing for a championship. You know what I mean? They went from being on top of the NBA to now, what's their future? It could pass by just like that. It could pass by just like that. You know what I mean? And to see us wasting it like this is crazy. But y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and get off, man. I just wanted to talk to y'all and give y'all my raw, unfiltered post-game reaction, man. I'm gonna take a look at some of these, I guess whatever the hell they about to say in this post-game. I might drop a little reaction to it, or if I don't, I'll talk about it tomorrow. If y'all haven't subbed yet, man, and you new to the channel, you came through for the reaction, man, appreciate y'all coming through. Drop the sub, because we do live streams pretty much every day. I'm talking basketball. I play NBA 2K. I play other video games as well, man. So if you can, you know what I mean, consider dropping a sub. And until next time, man, I'll see you guys later, man. Y'all be blessed.